Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 3 of What If Naruto Was the smartest man in the universe, guys. Remember to get this one too. 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels if you're new. Yes, I indeed have 3 more channels which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. All the links will be down in the description, so don't forget to go ahead, check them out, and yeah, become a part of the Anime King family. And also guys, if you want your What If to be done by me, simply go ahead and comment down below and I'll jot it down for future use. So without further ado or wasting any more time, how about we jump right into this brand new episode? Let us begin now, guys. So, the last part that we left off, Team 7 was facing off against Zabuza Momochi and Haku. However, Naruto started folding on himself, shocking everyone that was there. Turns out that he was just a very special robot. The real Naruto arrived as he picked up the cube that his robot self turned into. Kira also arrived as well. Now this shocked everyone as they saw her unique features. Naruto pointed towards Zabuza and told her that she was supposed to handle him. She delighted in that, as she took him on with a ferocity. She was honed for years of combat, her people being brutal and ruthless, not to mention her physical stature, her speed, her strength. She overpowered Zabuza in every single way. Haku came out and held Naruto hostage, until he touched Naruto too much and he got zapped. Kira killed Zabuza, calling him a worthy warrior as she proceeded to end Haku for his cowardness. With that said and done, Kakashi wanted information. They went back to the house, as the team was rather shocked to learn that Naruto hasn't been here for some time now. Kakashi was rather angry about this, but Naruto laid out the facts rather straight. There was nothing that they could teach him. Sakura asked if he even cared about any of them, but he simply told her that he did not process information or emotions the way they did, as he simply tried to explain to them to make them understand. But Kakashi was still not pleased by Naruto just blowing them off completely, but he promised that he would stick around. Kira went on a hunt, but it wasn't just that though, as Naruto got annoyed by Iniri. He sent her to find Gato. She slaughtered the entire army camp and brought Gato's head back, as Naruto was seen as a hero. Annoyed by how long the bridge was taking to build, Naruto proceeded to create a better one in a matter of moments, an indestructible bridge that had the people praising him. After that, they returned back to the village. There wasn't much punishing that came out of Naruto not being there. Returning back, Naruto spoke to his assistant, forcing the man to say that he was his assistant because he was able to perfect dimensional travel. Now that put Naruto up on a league than the rest, put him on a level that was just beyond anything that he could quantifiably understand. Naruto was better. With that said and done, some time went by until something big happened. Kira got captured. You see, there was this race of people from another dimension where she went to hunt when Naruto was busy with normal things. The problem was Naruto had scanned the planet before and there was no one strong enough to take her, but when he arrived there, they had new technologies and new things all over. Someone gave this to them, telling them to bring him down and they would get whatever they desire. But they messed with the wrong person, Naruto, slaughtered them with his machines, and set the entire planet ablaze. As he realized that someone very intelligent was hunting him down, but Naruto did not care as he saved Kira, telling her that she needed to learn to harness the power inside of her if she wanted to become stronger, while her body was able to produce it and use it. If she was able to harness it properly, she would be virtually unstoppable. It was the energy core that leaked from her system, that is what it was. And with Naruto by her side, well, they will be untouchable. As time went by, Naruto proved to Sasuke and Sakura that training was overrated by giving them things that would allow them to excel in different areas, making them stronger, faster. But Sasuke wanted to prove that he was better, but he did keep the gloves that could help him manipulate chakra to a perfect degree. Yes, with that said and done, the Chunin exams came around, and Team 7 was signed up for the Chunin exams. When the exams finally begin, Orochimaru came after them, which would be his greatest mistake because Naruto summoned something catastrophic. However, in the land of Wave, it seems someone else had tracked Naruto's signature and came to the Elemental Nation. So yeah guys, basically as by the top, you guys can switch across the play check of yourself. So yeah, let's begin this now guys. We begin this episode with Hiruzen Sarutobi as the pipe fell from his mouth. Even from here he could see the abomination that was definitely within the forest of death. The pipe fell from his mouth to the ground and clattered, the Anvus all standing there in absolute shock. He wondered to himself, maybe he should retire, give up the mantle, because this job was going to kill him. Just because of the stress alone. As one name came to his mind almost immediately, Naruto. Back in the forest of death, Orochimaru underestimated the blonde child. That was his first mistake. His second mistake was calling Naruto inventions toys. When Naruto had pulled out that small cube and pressed the button and threw it forward, reality seemed to scream as something was brought out. The creature that emerged was at least 200 meters tall. Its body was twisting and shifting like it did not exist or fit within the three-dimensional space. Its skin, if it could be called skin, was black and purple, covered in this strange, pulsating thing that seemed like it was beating like a human heart. But the worst part was those tentacles. Thousands of them. Maybe tens of thousands. They spam from every single part of the creature's body, twisting and jerking in the air like they were tasting it. The creature had no eyes, but it could see. It could smell, despite having no nose and no mouth. Well, it seems that way at first until you focus on the tentacle, to realize that each and every one of them was a tiny little mouth on the end of them. But what was their purpose? It was looking for something, and it was clear. Naruto pressed the small microphone that he had near to his jacket pocket. It amplified his voice. I found this beauty on Dimension X47, he announced. I've came across so many I tend to give them the same name. So I call this one the Leviathan as well, said Naruto. Good story, I found this water creature known as a Leviathan, but I'll tell you that in another lifetime, said Naruto. So this one, I call it the Leviathan as well. Naruto was smart, but he was also lazy in some degree, especially when it came to naming things. You want to know something amazing about this one though? Its main source of food was snakes. Giant snakes, baby snakes, it didn't matter what they were. So I thought this would be perfect for you. All the tentacles turned. Orochimaru smelled like a snake. His very DNA, his very personality, slippery and slimy. So the creature sought him out. The Sannin went pale. Oh no. Oh yes, Naruto said. As the creature moved, well, its giant form did not move though. It was the tentacles. They were surprisingly fast. Exponentially so. They ripped through the forest, turning it into a wasteland. As Naruto hovered down towards where his team was, having placed a massive dome to spear them from the backlash of all of this. He walked towards them. Sakura was terrified. Isn't this getting a bit out of hand, she said as she watched the thing rip apart the forest. Out of hand, Naruto said. Why would it be out of hand? Because it's a giant monster destroying everything. She had to shout. What did he not understand about that? Stop it, she said to him. Oh, I can't control it. Even Sasuke blinked. What? He said his Sharingan looking at Naruto. You can't control it? Nope. I just brought it here, said Naruto. What? The both of them scream at Naruto at the same time. Well, yeah. Orochimaru was being annoying. He called me a, bratty child? And called all of my devices toys. So I decided to really put him through it. So that is why I brought my little friend to deal with him. Well, not my friend, although you guys don't have to worry. The creatures that it devour are mostly reptiles and snakes, so there's nothing to worry about. Naruto said as he pulled out a pair of binoculars, specially made, as he started to glance all over the forest. It's destroying everything, Sakura said. As everything was being ripped apart, it was making a huge spectacle. Sasuke looked at the abomination and he had to ask, How? How did you even catch that thing? Shrinking device. Same one I used on the first Leviathan, said Naruto. Although, this one is different. Its biology doesn't respond well to the spatial compression, so I had to modify the quantum frequency to the amount of... Naruto looked at them, realizing they have no idea what he was talking about. You don't get this, do you? I don't care about your science, Sakura said. Just make it stop before it destroys everything, including the village. Maybe it might be getting a bit out of hand. Maybe might be. Even Sasuke was losing his mind. Meanwhile, Orochimaru was running for his life. Tentacles crashed down around him, each impact ripping apart the earth. He substituted with everything, logs, with clones, anything that he could grab. He shed his skin trying to smell less like a snake, but the creature tracked him anyway. It can smell him despite the shedding. It doesn't matter what he did, it was coming. And there was too much of them. It didn't matter how much he sliced or destroyed. It was replaced with another few hundreds. Orochimaru summoned 4 massive snakes, trying to use them to, block his path, to create some time between himself and the... Oh my god. They were devoured in less than a second. The tentacles opened so wide and swallowed the snakes. And the thing seemed to love them and love his scent even more because he fed it. It just wanted him even more now. Orochimaru did not notice that a small device hit him in the back. A tiny little bug, as Naruto placed down the small tracker that he had placed on the awning, embedded in the watch on his hand. He pulled out 4 small discs and threw them. They surrounded the Leviathan in a box-like structure before the field started to gather it. The field severed the tentacles that were on the outside, but they regrew almost instantly. It started to compress and change it until it shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink. Within a matter of 30 seconds, Naruto reached and picked up the cube. It was about the size of a small house cat as he held it in his hands. Typing down on his watch, he opened another portal and sent the creature away, the cube, releasing it back to where he stored it. Silence fell over the forest of death. That was terrifying, Sakura said. Is Orochimaru dead? Sasuke questioned. Nah, he ran away, said Naruto. But don't worry about him. He posed no threat. It was in that moment that a figure burst through the trees. Kira arrived, massive sword drawn. Where is the creature? Where is the threat? Oh, hey Kira, said Naruto. It's over. I missed the battle, she said. Yeah, it was pretty quick. I ran all this way for nothing. I wanted to test myself. Especially after my recent training, she said. Don't worry. There will be other opportunities. There is this weird snake guy, and his intention is to destroy the village, and we can't allow that to happen. Where is he? Tell me his location and I will find him, she said. Not now, said Naruto. What? She said. I promise you will have a proper battle soon. But just keep on doing what you are doing, said Naruto. To become as strong as possible. She folded her arms. You are terrible at shearing hunts. Clear-skinned Naruto, she said. I'll make it up to you, said Naruto. We do have some time. There is this planet with crystal scorpions that I never had you visit. Crystal scorpions? You mean those baby little creatures with a stinger? Well, them, but they're like the size of my house. Her eyes went wide. This is what I desire. Take me there now. Sakura glanced towards Sasuke. Is this normal? She questioned. Time skip. The Hokage should not be here, but when Team 7 made it towards the tower, Hiruzen looked stressed. Along with the Anvus were there as well. Explain. That was all he said. However, Hiruzen was surprised. Orochimaru was here? He escaped, Naruto said, not talking about the small little device that he placed on the Sannin. Oh, the creature. Yes, I brought it here. Is there a problem? Is there a problem? You brought a creature that almost destroyed the entire forest. One of the Jonin shouted. But it did not destroy the forest, said Naruto. The casualty for the forest was about 23%. And that was just the eastern section. So I don't see what the big deal is, Naruto said. That's not the point. This random Jonin was talking up a bit too much as Naruto started to reach into his coat. Don't you dare. Hiruzen said. What? I was just gonna turn him into a snake. The Jonin took a step back. With legs, Naruto said. The Jonin moved back away from Naruto. The threat was very real, as Naruto was not kidding. Now, he said, clapping his hands off. The Leviathan is safely back in its home dimension, and everyone is safe and Orochimaru ran away. So, all in all, today is a pretty good day, Naruto said. As most of the others seemed to nod in agreement as well. Maybe it's because they did not want to be turned into a snake as well. Making their way back towards the tower, Hiruzen forbade Naruto from doing any of that craziness inside of this place. Naruto promised that he would not. That is when another portal opened up, but this one was green. Hiruzen looked towards Naruto. What did I just say? This is not me, said Naruto. The moment he said that, Anvus and ninjas raised their weapons. If this wasn't him, then who was it? A man proceeded to step out. He was tall and thin, with wild, blue-gray hair that stuck up in all different directions. A white lab coat that was stained with a few substance. His eyes looked sharp and calculated. In his hand there was a special device, with a green liquid inside. This was the man that arrived towards the land of Wave Bridge. But he was no normal man, now was he? His name, Rick Sanchez. Alright. He burped. Not just once but twice in his just simple sentence. Which one of you has been opening up dimensional rifts all over the damn multiverse, he questioned. All heads turned towards Naruto. What? Why are you all looking at me? There is no way. You're standing there believing that you're not the one that he's talking about, Sakura said. Oh yeah, I suppose you're right. Fair point. Who the hell are you, Naruto said. I'm Rick Sanchez, the smartest man in the universe. And you must be, he burped, the genius who has been making enough dimensional noise to wake the dead. Naruto narrowed his eyes. Smartest man in the universe. Oh, that's interesting. Huh, you're already wrong about something. Rick blinked. Wrong? About what exactly? Well, considering that I am the smartest man in the universe, I have no idea where you got that assumption from that you just said. You little shit. Do you even know who I am? No. Why should I care? Sakura, Sasuke, Hiruzen, and the others start to look at each other. As Naruto and this Rick Sanchez start to argue about their inventions. As they start to wonder if all of this was real or if they were dreaming. I built a device that turned myself into a pickle. A pickle! Rick said. Big deal. I've turned people into ramen and threatened to drink them if they don't do as I say. What? Hiruzen said. Another story for another time, Naruto said to him, waving him off. They looked at each other rather fearsomely. Until... I like you, Rick said, burping and saying something about Morty. But Naruto did not know who the hell that was. You're not as dumb as most people, Rick said to him. And you're very old and washed up, as you look, said Naruto. We're gonna have a problem, aren't we? Rick questioned. Yep, most definitely. Hiruzen raised a hand, stopping the both of them. You said your name is Rick Sanchez. Where are you from and why are you here? Rick turned towards them like he was just noticing them. As he burped. Yes, I'm Rick Sanchez. The smartest man in the universe. As Naruto snorted. And this kid here, he said, pointing towards Naruto, has been leaving dimensional signatures all over the place. It's been sending out a wave to all others like myself. Every time he opened up a portal, he's basically, well, lighting up a Christmas tree in a very dark room. It's not many people. In fact, it's just a small, tiny little scale of individuals that can do what we do, he said, looking at Naruto. And he is notifying all of them, including some others who have learned to track these signatures. So you have special sensors? Naruto said, Kid, I have sensors that can detect a fart in a different dimension. Your portal tech is a brick through a window. Fascinating, said Naruto. To be quite honest, I did think about the frequency, but I didn't really care about that. I never thought anyone else was as smart as myself. Arrogant much, Rick said. Well, we do not differ that much in that area. What range are you using, said Naruto. The others looked at them, not understanding a single word of what they were saying, as this was way above their level, as he was talking about some quantum molecular things that they couldn't understand. Well then, I guess I'll have to look into that. Well, why are you really here, said Naruto. Rick pulled out a floss as he proceeded to drink. You caught my attention. Well, that's not a good thing before you say anything else. You see, there's been these 3 assholes that have been watching me. I presume they're watching you as well. I only came here to see what was going on. But now I'm satisfied knowing that it's not that important. Naruto looked at him. You think I was someone else, didn't you? That's not important, Rick said. Naruto shrugged his shoulder. Fine then. Don't talk about your trauma. Well, you don't know me and I don't know you. Why would we? I guess you're right. Now, as I was saying, there are these 3 assholes that are going around, believing that they're the ones in charge of the whole dimensional traveling reality skipping thing. They've been hunting down special people like us with a great amount of knowledge than most, trying to either kill us or steal our technology. Naruto immediately showed recognition in his eyes. You've come across them before, Rick said with a burp. They kidnapped a friend of mine recently. They gave some special technology to a backwater world. I had to burn the planet. Wait, what? Hiruzen said, but Naruto did not pay him any mind. They were tracking your jumps. They tried to do the same thing to me, but they realized that I'm not someone to screw with, and they left me alone. But maybe they see you as young, vulnerable, so you've become their target. Is that so? Naruto said, I am their target now. He seemed rather delighted than afraid. Well, it seems you have this handle, Rick said. I'm only here because... Well, I've only told you this because... You're a lot better than most of the assholes I have to deal with before. Especially these three that were following me. So do with that information as you must. If they kill you, this will prove that you are nowhere close to being the smartest man in the universe. Oh, so it's a challenge, said Naruto. Take it as a challenge if you want, Rick said, as he fired the portal gun. As he reached the entrance, he snorted. Smartest man in the universe, he said, mocking Naruto as he fired something. The others prepared for it to attack them, but instead it let out a fart. As Rick laughed as he stepped through, only to arrive to his location and saw a similar device that released a much louder fart right in his face. That little shit, he said. Back at the Elemental Nation. Who? What? Sakura was finding a hard time to understand. What the hell was that? You know that we were both here at the same time when he arrived, so what you know I know, right? Are you... What are you? Sasuke said. Smartest man in the universe. Better than everyone else. I thought that was obvious. Naruto Hiruzen said. My office. Now. Naruto looked at the man. Can't this wait? I said now. Naruto sighed and followed Hiruzen. When they got to the office. Explain. Hiruzen said. You people were there when he came, right? I mean, I'm not losing my mind or something. I'm not talking about that. The things you've been doing. You haven't just been looking into other planets. Oh, yeah. I lied about that. What? I've been going to them. Dimensions, different alternate realities and all sorts of things. You should see these places. I mean, you have a world where there is a bunch of naked species just walking around. And the ladies there, they don't just have 2 breasts, they have 15, said Naruto. It's quite the sight to see. Given that you love those perverted books that were written by Jiraiya of the Sannin, you would probably love this. Hiruzen blushed slightly towards the implication that this is not about any of that. Wait, how do you know I read those books? Naruto looked at him with a blank face. He should know by now that Naruto knew practically everything. Enough about that. What have you been doing and what have you caught yourself up in? And these people that are coming after you, the threat that they pose. There is nothing to worry about, said Naruto. As I said, I'm the smartest man in the universe. And any threat opposed me will be dealt with soon enough. So don't worry yourself, said Naruto. Everything is going to be just alright. Now, I was busy with something while you rudely interrupted me. Besides, you're the one that want me to participate more within the village. Are you going to take me from the exam that is currently going on? Hiruzen sighed. This is not over, he said. Yeah, I'm sure it's not. With that, Naruto made his way. Once he was gone, Hiruzen reached under his desk, hitting a secret compartment as the book slipped into his hand. He looked at the Mako third eyes as he opened it, only for a fart to go off in his face. The village could have sworn that the entire village shook as Hiruzen screamed Naruto's name. Time skip. Orochimaru hasn't slept in the days since leaving Naruto's area. Given the fact that he was pretty good at fighting off sleep for multiple different reasons, one of them being his enhanced body. But something was wrong, yes. Every moment that he closed his eyes, he saw them. Tentacles. Thousands of twitching, writhing tentacles. Hunting for him. Wanting to consume him. He shed his skin, but it would not help. Orochimaru-sama. Kabuto approached. His master has been paranoid, twitching. Are you alright? Do you see them? Orochimaru said as he sat in the corner of the room. See what, my lord? The tentacles, they're everywhere. Orochimaru's eyes were wide, his pupil dilated. In the shadows, he said, in the walls, waiting, always waiting. Kabuto adjusts his glasses. There are no tentacles, Orochimaru-sama, he said. You're safe here. Safe? Orochimaru laughed, a short laugh. There's no safe. That child brought that monster. He can find me anywhere, Orochimaru said. A blade slipped out of his shoulder as he slashed, but there was nothing there. What he did not know was that little device that Naruto had placed on him. It went far beyond his skin, so even shedding his skin would not help. But that device was messing with Orochimaru. Yes, the Sannin was unaware. We need to kill him, Orochimaru said. Blaming Naruto for all of this. The Uzumaki boy, he's too dangerous to live. The Sannin got to his feet, still rather paranoid and twitchy as he moved to get rid of Naruto in the upcoming finals. Yes, the boy has to die. Meanwhile, Yuri Akadu versus Sasuke Uchiha. Finally, Sasuke said, as he made his way down below, Naruto yawned. Is this going to take forever? You know, you could try and be supportive. Sakura said. Why? Sasuke is gonna win. Naruto said. As strange glasses that he was wearing seemed to focus on Yuri Akadu. Yuri absorption technique. Interesting but limited. He lacked the physical capabilities despite his size to defeat Sasuke or consume his chakra. Sakura looked towards him. How do you know those things about him? Naruto looked at her. Come on now. Does all of this still surprise you? He said, pointing towards his glasses and himself. Besides, he's still wearing them. And so are you, said Naruto. Sakura looked down towards the boots that she was wearing. Meanwhile, the gloves that Sasuke was wearing, that gave him precise chakra control. In Naruto's effort to prove that training was a waste of time, Sasuke was still wearing them. However, that wasn't the only thing. They enhanced reaction time by feeding micro-electro pulses in the nervous system. Sasuke had shot out before Yuri could grab him. He twisted him and flipped him over, delivering a brutal kick to his chest, launching him back. The match was over in less than 30 seconds as Sasuke ended with a brutal spinning kick that knocked him out. See, I told you. Sasuke would win, said Naruto as he looked down rather bored. Kakashi was behind Naruto. Those gloves that you gave to Sasuke, we need to talk about them. Naruto sighed. They're not against the rules. They're ninja equipment, based on how I made them, said Naruto. So there's nothing to worry about. Besides, if he doesn't want to wear them, he could take them off and throw them away. I don't really care about them that much. As more matches took place, Naruto was getting annoyed. Until Sakura's name was called. Versus Ino. Good luck, forehead. Thanks, Ino Pig. As the both of them face off against one another, Hayate gave them the go-ahead. Ino was preparing to use her mind transfer jutsu. Unfortunately though, it was 20 meters across, and Sakura crossed it in a matter of a second, and sent Ino sailing with a punch that knocked the poor girl into the wall as she was knocked out immediately. The place was silent for a long while, and then pandemonium. What was that? How can a genin move like that? How is that even possible? Asuma and Kurenai, who was near to Kakashi, who was observing everything. Kakashi, Kurenai said, what the hell have you been teaching your students? How is she so fast? Kakashi really did his own way to try not to explain knowing that, even though it was probably not against the rules. Well, it would seem frowned upon, especially against two Konoha shinobis. Well, Then again, it was a ninja tool, as Naruto said. It was the boots that Sakura was wearing. Once again, his way to show them that shinobi training was a waste of time. She had it on, but it was now that she was starting to truly use it once again since their training. She never even think about using them against Orochimaru because there was no time, or no reason to do so because Naruto had taken over everything. She looked down towards them though. Sasuke did not like the gloves though, as he refused to make this be what makes him strong. Sakura was starting to think the same thing. If that was the case, what was the point of being a ninja? None of them were as smart as Naruto and they could not keep up with the technology. They needed to fall back on their ninja skills most of the time. Although, these things were pretty sweet. Finally, Naruto's name was called. Against Kiba Inazaka. Even now, there were still others discussing what took place within the Forest of Death. About the abomination that they saw. Kakashi stopped Naruto. Don't go too hard on Kiba. He's still a Konoha shinobi, so don't traumatize him. Why do you people think that I'm gonna do something crazy, Naruto said. I'm just gonna have a clean, nice fight. When has anything ever been clean and nice with you? Or normal? Sasuke was the one that spoke up, his arms crossed, taking out his frustration of trying to be better than, well, be better without the gloves on Naruto. You know, you people tend to talk to me any way you feel, despite knowing that I could teleport you all to a place where there is nothing but acid and you will be boiled alive within a matter of seconds. But you won't do that and you can't, Sakura said. Oh, and why is that? Because we're your team. And as much as you say what you like to say, you're not a bad person. You underestimate the difference between a prank and being a bad person. But if that is the case, we will die. How would that be a prank? Sakura questioned. Maybe I'll revive you. Wait, can you do that? They all looked at him, starting to become a bit more cautious. Don't worry, said Naruto. I don't like to mess with the dead stuff. Leave that for the others. Now, Naruto made his way. Kiba made his way down there, smiling as he did. Don't worry, I'm gonna take it easy on you. I know that you're not the fighting type always with your little gadgets, but I'm still gonna win, he said. Fighting is mostly overrated. I prefer efficiency, said Naruto. What's that supposed to mean? Naruto fired something. Luckily though, Kiba dodged the beam that shot from Naruto's watch. What the hell was that? Too slow, Kiba said, leaping off the wall and jumping behind Naruto. Unfortunately though, the back of Naruto's shirt lifted, and something zapped Kiba. What was that? Naruto said. The purple beam started to affect Kiba as everyone watched. When the light finally died down, Kiba was gone. Replaced there was a small puppy that had Kiba characteristics. His hair being his fur. Akamaru Kiba puppy barked, as puppy Kiba also barked as well. They both looked at each other confused. It seemed like Kiba fully was able to understand that he was a puppy now. The arena was dead silent. Not a single person spoke. Hayate took a moment to jump down. You turned him into a dog. Yep. You turned him into a puppy. Yep. I guess you win. Because he's unable to fight. Kunai jumped down. What did you do? Are you people blind? Turn him back. Now! What if I were to say it's irreversible? Dread immediately filled their face, including Kakashi. Oh, I'm just kidding, Naruto said, traumatizing everyone just for the joke. As he zapped Kiba once again, Kiba reappeared, trying to lick himself, as he froze, looking up towards the others. What the hell was that? I turned you into a puppy, said Naruto. Changing your molecules, it was just temporary though. Although, you're more of a dog than most people due to your clan specialty, said Naruto. Don't worry. It should be a compliment. You turned me into a dog? Kiba shouted. Technically, I turned you into a puppy. Dogs and puppies are different in a way. That's no better. I thought you would like it. Isn't that your clan whole thing? Maybe I should turn your puppy into human, said Naruto. Akamaru immediately whimpered away, Kiba jumping in front of him. Enough, Naruto, Kakashi said. No more change in people. Everyone within the stands were wondering just what in the hell was going on. Especially those from the sand. What kind of techniques or jutsus were that? They were having a hard time understanding what the hell was going on. When the preliminaries finally came to an end, Naruto would be facing Neji in the finals, Sasuke versus Gaara. Sakura would be facing off against Dosu. They were set for the finals. Naruto looked at the matchup. This is so boring. Your opponent is no joke, Naruto. Neji Hyuga is a prodigy of the Hyuga clan, despite being in the branch member. He has the Byakugan. He's able to... I know what the Byakugan is, said Naruto. Besides, your term of him being a prodigy and mine are two different things. Naruto said, walking away. And no, I don't need your help. Focus on the other two. I have other things to do. Time skip. 3 days later, Naruto indeed denied all training. He had things to do and he didn't want to be bothered, as Naruto was working on masking his dimensional signatures, following the word of Rick Sanchez. Not that he was going to shy away from the threat. When they come, he would be ready. Someone came. Well, this wasn't often, but the door opened up as it was Jiraiya of the Sannin. He seemed a bit awkward about the introduction between them. Hey there, Jiraiya of the Sannin, said Naruto. Author of the Ichi Paradise, also my godfather. I know who you are. Yeah, I figured that you would. I had a chat with Hiruzen before I came here. So why are you here, said Naruto. I heard about the kind of person that you are, and I'm gonna be straight with you. I wanted to meet you and I wanted to apologize. I should have been there for you, but I was a coward. I ran away from my responsibility. Yep, you did. Although I know about your spy network, you could have been here at any time. Seems like you just did not give a shit. It's not like that, Jiraiya said. You see, it's alright, you're forgiven. What? You forgive me? Yep. Why? Because you're going to annoy me with some backstory or something about you being messed up by my parents' death or something else. To be quite honest, I really don't want to hear about that, so let's just start over. So you're my godfather, huh? Nice to meet you. You can go now. Naruto said, walking away. Wait, kid, but if I'm forgiven, we can get to know one another. Really? Why is that, said Naruto. Well, Hiruzen said that you were special. I've heard some things that don't really make sense. I'm not just special, said Naruto. I'm the most special person in the entire universe. Isn't that a bit cocky, Jiraiya said. Not really when it's the truth, said Naruto. I've read up about you, you know. Known as a great man, but you're actually a big pervert, aren't you? Jiraiya looked rather offended by that. You're wrong, kid. I'm not just any pervert. I'm a super Naruto, cut him off. Yeah. But this is good. If you want to get to know me, what I can do, I can show you. How so? As Naruto proceeded to pull out his newest device, before he used a gateway, but since meeting Rick Sanchez, Naruto created his own portal gun, specially crafted with his own signature on it. It was a chibi image of himself, with his little whisker marks. Naruto opened a gateway. Jiraiya was confused. What the hell is that? Is this space-time ninjutsu? Something far more advanced. Let's take a trip. They stepped inside of the world. Boob world. The entire dimension was one massive homage to the female form. Mountains shaped like breasts, rivers flowing in a certain pattern. Even the clouds had a certain shape to them. Jiraiya stood and wept, tears running down his cheek as he watched. He looked around. He looked at Naruto choking up. "This is the most beautifulest thing I've ever seen," he said. Naruto really did not find the attraction that Jiraiya did in this place. However, he liked to flaunt over people just how great he truly was by exploiting one of Jiraiya's greatest parts of him, or his worstest part if you look at it a certain way, him being a pervert. "I discovered it by accident," said Naruto, mapping another dimension. The entire planet, it seemed to come from an ancient civilization that worshipped the female form, said Naruto. Well, the chest area of the female form, said Naruto. It's rather fascinating if you look at it from a human biology perspective. Yeah, human biology perspective. That is exactly what I was thinking about, Jiraiya said. "Hey, are you hearing me?" "Of course, yes, it's interesting," Jiraiya said. But he really wasn't listening to Naruto as he skipped off, bouncing and smiling and crying. Naruto simply stood there. A month later, the time passed by in a blur as Naruto enjoyed showing just how truly great he was for anyone to see, even someone that might be his godfather. Jiraiya had filled 17 notebooks from various dimensions that Naruto had showed him. Dimensions with hot springs that defy logic and gravity. Dimensions where clothing was optional. He also met Naruto's companion. Unfortunately though, she did not take well to his pervert side. She almost hacked him to pieces for his little intrusion. It was a good thing though that Naruto stopped her. The Sannin realized something though at the end of it. "You know, we haven't trained at all. Why would we train?" said Naruto. "To be quite honest, there is nothing that you can teach me," said Naruto. "Absolutely nothing." As he started to make that point rather very clear over the time that they've spent together. Jiraiya was smart in his own way. While he was a big pervert for most of these places, he did learn a lot about his godson. Naruto was smart in a way that defied logic, it defied reasons. His brain power was past anything that Jiraiya has ever seen and think he would ever see for the rest of his life. However, he was also emotionally distant. He could explain quantum mechanics, but he struggled with simple empathy. Not in a general sense of knowing what is right and wrong, but he simply perceived things in a different way than we do. He didn't want to get into the mushy stuff because he found them boring, annoying. He didn't want to talk about the past or feelings or his parents because that did not excite him. And if it did not excite him, he did not really care about it because it was a waste of time and a waste of thinking power, as he called it. And besides his alien woman warrior named Kira, he was alone. "You're lonely," Jiraiya said one day. "I have Kira and Kenji," said Naruto, "and my team. And you now, I guess." "Why would I be lonely?" said Naruto. "Because you're closing yourself off most of the times. You travel with Kira to different dimensions, but most of the times you go by yourself. Doesn't that make you feel a certain way? Exploring without more than just one friend?" Jiraiya said, trying to understand him fully. "Nobody understands me," said Naruto. "I'm too smart. Yes, it's isolating." As Naruto said it without any pity. "But I've accepted that a long time ago. I'd rather be lonely and brilliant than stupid and popular." Naruto said, "Besides, the way you think is not the way I think. Things like this does not bother me as the way should normal people. I guess I'm strange in that way. That's a sad way to live. If it bothered me, it would be," said Naruto. "But it does not. And I know where you're trying to go," said Naruto. I'm not just smart in science things, Naruto said. You're trying to see if I'm closing myself off to too much. You're trying to stop me from closing myself off to the future. Maybe a family, maybe love. But you want to know something that most people hasn't realized because, well, they're too stupid to understand. What's that? Said Jiraiya. Love is not real, Naruto said. Say for example you find the person that you love and they love you back. Say you do this when you're in your 30s. The life of a shinobi is usually maybe 40, 50. Say you get lucky and you go till like 80. That's still just 50 years and then what? Either you die or they die. The best thing to happen would be the both of you to die at the exact same time, but that's not gonna happen. Humans attach themselves to others because they can't bear to be alone. They want someone else to be there, but I don't have that, said Naruto. That doesn't bother me. Jiraiya looked at him for a long while. Maybe it's because you haven't found it yet. Trust me, when you find someone that you truly love, all of this will change. You want to bet on that? Sure, Jiraiya said, as he found it rather amusing that Naruto was betting him on that. You're smart, incredibly so, smarter than anyone I've ever met, but you're gonna lose on this one, kid. Fine then, if I do, I'll give you access to Boob World completely, where you can travel here and go here whenever you please. Jiraiya's eyes widened. Really? Yep. That means you're gonna have to survive and watch me grow, said Naruto, and actually be in my life as my godfather. I thought you said you forgive me. Yeah, but I can be an asshole most of the time, said Naruto. So, do we have a deal? Yeah, we have a deal, Jiraiya said, shaking his hand. While that was going on though, Orochimaru was gathering his forces. But he wasn't alone. Kimimaro stood at attention. Kimimaro was a Kaguya, a bone user. He could manipulate his bones. You had the Sound 4, Jirobo, Kidamaru, Seikon, Ukon, and Tayuya. You also had Guren. Kabuto was there as well. The target is Naruto Uzumaki. He will be a great danger in the upcoming attack. While the invasion take place, you three, he said, as he pointed towards Kimimaro, Guren, and Kabuto. After the illusion is placed, you three will kill him before he can use any of his gadgets or his devices, before he can involve himself or attempt to stop the invasion. Is he really that dangerous? Tayuya said, speaking out of line. Orochimaru gave her a look that chilled her to her very bones. Yes, as the Sannin discussed with them their plan of attack on what to do. Meanwhile that was going on, Naruto was in his lab, listening to everything that Orochimaru was saying. You see, the device was inducing fear within Orochimaru's bloodstream. Think of it as a genjutsu but in a more technological way. Naruto was purposely tampering with the Sannin. Yes, he was aware that they would come after him. Yes, he was aware of the invasion. Yes, he hasn't told anyone, but he was doing so for his own reasons. This is what Jiraiya and Hiruzen worried about. Naruto tend to put logic in front of emotions. Emotion would have had him decide to tell everyone, including the Hokage, because he feared the demise of his loved ones, but Naruto did not see it that way. It's simple, he did not perceive Orochimaru as a threat. Orochimaru was not dangerous to him. Yes, the man was a Sannin, yes, he's done so much, yes, he's this, yes, he's that. But Naruto did not see him as a threat or someone to be afraid of. Naruto saw this as an opportunity for everyone to know just the kind of person that he was, as he was cooking up something big. And he can proudly say that no one will die. Absolutely no one will die in the upcoming invasion. He will make sure to handle it very carefully. Meanwhile, they were in a very special location. beyond the, well, concept of a certain place. It was a place that they observe, it was a place that they watch. It was three of them. They different in shapes and sizes. The first was tall and impossibly thin. Their bodies seemed to bend and turn at strange and confusing angles. Their skin was like polished obsidian. Where their face was supposed to be, there was a smooth helmet of sorts. They possessed 4 arms. Due to the fact that you could not see a mouth when they spoke, it was like their voice was coming from everywhere and nowhere at the same time. His name was Vex. The dimensional noise and fluctuation has stopped, Vex said. They called him the Void Walker. You see, each of them were a different species. Each of them originated from different places because, well, they've done horrible things to get where they are. Rick Sanchez knew about them and they knew about Rick Sanchez as well. Did they leave him alone, or perhaps they were playing a bigger game? Well, they were up to something big, and Naruto was a part of that as well. The second figure was shorter and seemed rather feminine, with skin that seemed to shifted between colors like oil and water, simply refusing to come together as they turn and twist. 3 eyes that arranged themselves like a triangle on their faces, each of them representing a different color, red, blue, and gold. There was a strange curvature on their head that looked like hair. She was different from the others, in terms of looking like she produced a strange energy, judging from the fluctuation of her skin. We were correct, Lyra, that was her name. The one called Rick Sanchez warned him. He was smart enough to create something to block the signature, almost immediately. The third was the largest as he stepped forward, around 8 feet tall. His body seemed to be covered in armor, but it was just his skin, a deep purple that was marked with glowing lines that seemed to pulse with an unknown energy. He possessed 6 eyes, 3 to the right and 3 to the left. He had this strange symbol in his forehead. His eyes seemed so focused. It does not matter. His name was Kale. None of it matters, he said to them. We know where he is. The question is, do we approach or do we continue to observe? He questioned to the other 2. He burned half the planet when we orchestrated the kidnap of his companion. Lyra said, direct approach might be unwise. Not to mention he purposely allowed her to move around. He's trying to bait us. It is rather clear that if we move right now against her, there is something there to affect us, or maybe he will be there in an instant. However, Vex said we can't leave him for much longer. His technology, his knowledge is growing. Soon enough he will actually pose a greater danger to us. A danger that we won't be able to control. Well, perhaps this time we take an indirect approach. Not from the outside, but from the inside out. They looked towards Lyra as she moved up towards a computer. But this was unlike any computer. As she started to type, an image of a person from the elemental nation popped up. We can use this individual a part of our plans. It would be perfect, would it not? All we need is an opening. And with his technology, with his work, the others will fall as well. And then nothing will stop us. We can finally move on to our true desire, our true goal, and harness that power. And with that at our fingertips, it won't just be the universes. It will be beyond. The 3 of them looked at each other. All of this was massively complex and much larger than Rick Sanchez or Naruto ever thought. This was operating on a much higher level, and Naruto was smack dab right in the middle of it all. Something big was happening, something tremendously large. And Naruto Uzumaki was going to be pulled directly into it very, very soon. As they came to an agreement, while that was going on, where are you? She looked around trying to locate Naruto. She was trying to find him as he had summoned for her. But she did not see him anywhere. Kira looked around. Clear skin Naruto, show yourself. I'm down here on the table. Look. She looked down. I'm a pickle. Pickle Naruto, he said. I'm confused by this term. What is a pickle? Just something stupid that Rick Sanchez did. I want to show that I could do it as well. I do not get it, she said. You know, I knew that you wouldn't, but I still do it. Pretty moronic of you, wouldn't you say? Where did you learn that word, Naruto said? You said it before, while mocking someone. You know, you really should show me some more respect, said Naruto. Not when you are, what did you call it? A pickle. She said, picking him up. Hey, easy. I'm a pickle. Pickle Naruto, he said to her. She tossed him off the table as he crashed down to the ground. She made her way off like it was nothing, as Naruto lay there in his pickle form. He was supposed to stay right there so the syringe could turn him back to normal. He lay there though. This was a bit more complicated than he thought. As he looked around, Naruto heard something as he forgot that he had let loose some special nanites on the ground that would not see him the same way as he's a pickle. Okami, he said. But guys, be in subscribe right here. If you want to see next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification as they posted. But I'm off for now. See you guys soon. Peace.